Hi, everyone. So, right on time for once for EMR people. We would like to welcome you to our EMR Exchanges webinar. We'll start by introducing the people who will be doing it for you. I'm Basma. I'm from IFMC Morocco, and I'm currently the Nori as well as the Scori array. Bilal.
Hello. Yes, I am Bilal. You can call me B for short. I'm from IFMC Jordan, IFMC Joe Jordan, and I am the Neo out of IFMC Joe, and I am the Scopiare.
Adi.
Hi, I'm Adli. I'm from IFMC Egypt, and I'm the Nori, and just that.
So the agenda for our meeting today will go as follows. We're going to start by talking about academic quality in exchanges in the UMR, since it's pretty much the last thing most of you think about when they think about our exchanges. Then we're going to be moving to our social program and all it has to offer. We're going to take a few minutes to talk about cultural stigma for us as students who are trying to go on exchanges as well as host exchanges. We're gonna have a few words about the treasures that EMR has to offer to the rest of the world. And then Adli, who is our lovely Nori from Egypt, will go through the steps and the advantages and the disadvantages of organizing an SRT in our region. So I'll start by talking about academic quality in our exchanges, Skopje and Scori. To be honest, to talk about this point, we have to talk about the issues that we face as medical students in our region. Our curriculum sometimes doesn't cover all it should cover. The internships we sometimes have to go through are not the best. This doesn't stop us from trying to better them for ourselves and for our incomings. So what do we do to better them? We sometimes start by going through workshops or some kind of trainings that the students will not get to go through in their own countries, by exposing them to certain kind of diseases or pathologies that are prevalent in our region and that aren't in theirs. For example, TB for IFMC Morocco or in Morocco in general. What our government is doing to better the healthcare for our citizens, as well as what is doing to make us as medical students aware of this issue and the ways to deal with it. We can do like educational activities for them, either in the UAT or even for our students who are going abroad, by providing them with global health sessions in our PDTs and UATs, by going through ethics, because when they come to our countries, especially for some students from other regions, they tend sometimes to forget a few ethical laws, since maybe the follow-up on patients here is not what it is in other countries. Patients are not always literate. They cannot always, they're not aware of their rights as patients. This doesn't give us in any way the right to treat them any differently. So we kind of, as exchange officers, try to find a balance between the good for our incomings, but also the good of our patients. We also provide most of our students with survival kits and survival books that on top of the logbook and the handbook that Skopje and Scori have, and that they should be signing in and filling in during their exchange, are additional information for them to enjoy their exchange to the fullest. That's it. We can also talk a little bit about what the health climate in IFMC in the EMR has to offer to students. It's a joke, but we also always say that whatever is rare conditions and complication of whatever disease you're studying in your country is not so rare in our region. So you're welcome to come and see it with your own eyes. It's actually a very interesting climate to work and study in, and we hope that through the exchanges of their students in our countries, they get to experience it with us, and they get to see what medicine is like for us. I opened the microphone to my fellow guys here. So if one of you guys has anything to add, or if I forgot anything.
Maybe you said it as a joke, but it's actually a true matter. The epidemiologies here in our region are very, very different. They're very unique from others. It's such an experience that a lot of people will not get back home, and this is one of the beauties of exchanges is that you actually get to go to different regions and experience different epidemiologies, maybe see different diseases that you would only see or look through or look at in books. So yes, it is such a it is a joke. A lot of the things you don't see back home are very common here, but it is such a great experience.
Also, one other thing to add is that if a medical student is interested in tropical medicine or in rare diseases or infectious diseases that cannot be seen in their countries, EMR region is definitely the region for it. Also for students interested in working for Doctors Without Borders and all of these careers, EMR region, definitely you can see here what you can see in your countries as a disease and advanced complications of the disease.
So basically, if we want to sum up what I just said or what they both also added up on, first we don't have that good of a medical education sometimes, but this doesn't let us down or make us any less competent, because we learned that we can teach ourselves what the faculty doesn't teach us, and we pretty much take the same concept in dealing with our incomings. So if we feel that maybe a department is not giving the incomings all they need to learn in a certain exchange, we give them that. It's the same for a research exchange. When I'm saying exchange, is both. Whatever is not given by the tutor or the faculty, or whatever information we feel is missing, we're there to cover it. And hopefully the student doesn't regret coming to our beautiful region, or it's not just the social program. And speaking about social program, I'm gonna give it to Adli so he can tell you a bit more about what we have to offer, and hopefully he will not disappoint us.
So social program, yeah, it's kind of our specialty. Definitely, when you are going to the EMR region, let's be honest, you are interested in the medical aspect, of course, but half of your interest, if not all of it, goes to the social program. So what does the EMR region has to offer for the social program? Let's talk first about the beach, since I've been by the beach for the last week, and as you can see, I am already tanned, over tanned, or maybe burnt by the sea, by the sun. Over the Red Sea. So beaches, yes, over the EMR, it's warm throughout the year, and it goes beyond warm. So basically, we have two seasons. We have summer and hell. But no, you can't describe it like this. We have warm weather during winter and extra warm weather during summer. So the beach experience is pretty unique in the EMR region. Having the Mediterranean in the North African part of the EMR region is magnificent, with white sand, crystal blue water, and wavy, not very wavy sea, and also the Red Sea with its magical corals and underground treasures and colorful fish and different water activities that can be organized by both on both coasts. So moving from the beach to the Sahara or the desert, the most interesting things that all people not from the EMR region are curious about, where you can see endless yellow color, where the sun is burning orange and yellow and the sand is orange and yellow. So basically you are in moving from the blue world to the yellow world. And you can do different stuff in the Sahara, like camping, like hanging out by the oasis, like riding camels. Yes, camels. other than the Sahara and the beaches, we have also numerous historical monuments, temples, museums, and world wonders to see, starting from the pyramids, going throughout the whole of other museums and temples, because this region have witnessed many cultural eras throughout ages. So you can find monuments from literally every civilization that lived on this planet. You can find stuff from those civilizations. So this is a general talk, but down to the specific talk, you spend 4 weeks during your exchanges, where you have 4 weekends. So basically, you have 4 weekends to go on a social program, usually three of which are organized by your LC and offer different places throughout the month. And usually one of the weekends, usually the third weekend, is the national weekend, where all the incoming students are joined together in the whole NMO for a one big social program. And usually it's the best social program among the month. So if you're an incoming student, don't miss the national weekend. Anything to add, Basman, Bilal?
Bilal?
I love how you said during we have two seasons. One is summer, the other is hell. I do disagree with you. There are parts in the EMR where you could experience all 4 seasons in one day, where you could be up in the mountains, making your own snowman, and then going down a little bit lower and it gets cooler. You'll end up by or through a few forests and end up at the beach. And if you go a little bit south of any country, pretty much you'll experience the golden sands of Arabia. So yes, it is fairly warm, but it could get freezing cold as well. So we do have mountains for you to ski in for those snowboarding lovers. But all in all, it's hot.
Can I come?
I'm gonna be the more organized one of the group, and I'll just talk about the fact that most of our NMOs do organize a social program for most students, and it's super cheap for us. That's why they get to experience so many free trips or practically free trips during their exchanges in our NMOs. It adds a little something to the mix, but most students already feel that the social program is good, even with super minimalistic stuff, because every city they're going to on an exchange already has such a rich history. And so it doesn't cost us much to show them how we are. A lot of us also organize culturally immersive experiences. So, for example, an idea for a social program would be just like a cultural night with them experience like what an Arab night culture might be. I'm talking about the halal version. They can also just go camel riding, go through the cities. It's super interesting. And as Bilal said, yes, there are regions that have just like hot weather and hell, but many of them don't. Just like Morocco. Hopefully this year it's not gonna go bad, but it doesn't have just those two weathers. I think that's it. Yeah, we can move on to our next stop, which is the one that
Perfect.
most of us suffer most from the most, which is cultural stigma while trying to sign contracts, or even from incomings coming to our country, or our own students going on exchanges. Go be that.
All right, perfect. So I'll take over for cultural stigma. First things first, no, we do not ride camels to school. So I do get this question frequently asked over Facebook or on emails. I was like, is it true you guys have camels to ride to school? I was like, no, we don't. We have cars. We are civilized in means, in different ways. But there are a few things to keep in mind. The EMR is, in terms of culture, there's such a great difference between it and cultures around the world. We live our lifestyle based on our culture. It has become such an integral part of our day-to-day living. But it does not mean that it is such a closed or unwelcoming culture. That, on the contrary, of course not. The EMR, Arabia in general, we're very known for our hospitality. There are Arabic sayings that literally translate into, I would rather stay at the doorstep and let you in and let a visitor live in my house. So that reflects our needs of hospitality. As I said, a lot of people, when they come to the region, they have this picture drawn in their mind based on what they see on TV, what they hear over the media. Is it true that I'm not able to interact with people that don't speak the language I do? The people there don't speak English? Are they very close-minded? No, that is not true. That's kind of the point of our exchange program. We break those barriers. A lot of people come into the region with such picture in their head, and when they leave, they become ambassadors for our region to tell the people that no, whatever you see or hear about the EMR is totally different. We're very welcoming. There are unique differences when it comes to the EMR, especially from different parts of the EMR, in terms of different gender interactions, means of privacy. A lot of people would like abroad would probably believe that they need their own personal space, for example. Arabs were very close up to when we come to communication. We're people that share a lot. We're very touchy, kind of, but in a good way as well. So yes, you will experience a lot of things that may take you a bit out of your comfort zone. But again, you will also make people experience things that are out of their comfort zone, and this is nothing wrong at all. The point of your exchange is to have a cultural understanding between our culture in the EMR and the differences it is from your very own culture back home. That's about it for my part of Stigma. Anyone else wants to add anything else?
I think Bilal covered a lot of the things that we do suffer from. I cannot say how many times I was asked about the scarf. I never take it badly, just because I know it doesn't come out of a place of malignancy or something, just curiousness for something that people are not very familiar with. I think it's good as long as it doesn't really affect our exchange program. When it starts affecting our students going to certain NMOs or stuff like that, it does. But thank God, like so far, IFMC has been a very accepting place for us. We've never, personally, I've never had to face any kind of discrimination in it, which I was lucky enough to join. So I'm happy about that. I don't know, Adli, what about you and your Egyptian passport?
What about that? I just want to add to what Bilal said. Like, I just remembered something back when I was a local officer, that many incoming students before coming to Egypt asks about what to wear, or should we, if they were females, should we wear scarves, or should we have a strict dress code or something like this? And I would just tell them no, like, wear whatever suits you. It's totally normal to wear whatever you want. And practically after they come here in Egypt, after some time in Egypt, they are amazed by how far we respect diversity and differences between each others, and we literally don't judge anyone. Maybe more than some other regions. Like over here, seriously, you can be respected whatever you wear, whatever you act like, as long as you don't harm others. You have all the right to do whatever you want.
Perfect.
Going through the cultural stigma, we'll move on to what has become the greatest issue in our lives as exchange officers in the EMR region, which is, of course, the visa issues. It's a funny joke to say that we have shitty passport, our green passports are the van of our lives, but it's not so fun when you have to manage over 100 students with the same issues, going to countries that a couple of years ago we didn't need to go through that much trouble to get to. I can complain a lot about it. I think Bilal and Adli can as well, because it's something that we waste so much time managing as exchange officers, and by doing that we don't get the time to focus on what we should actually be focusing on, academic quality, or even the social program of our students, or even the slightest issue is hindered by the fact that so much of our time is uh, spent going through all of this. More practically, what we have been doing until this year was just like every NMO for its own. Every NMO knows what embassies they have issues with. Every NMO, like it's a golden book that every NO gives to the NO after him with like, oh, okay, pay attention to this embassy. You're gonna die trying to get a contract, to get a visa from them. This one is nice, this one is not. You need this for this one, and you need to go through this and this, and it's like a treasure map to get the visa. But we're trying right now to make it a bit more official and easier for everybody. So there was a small working group that has been started to work on it with participating participants from other NMOs from regions from all over the world, and we're hopefully gonna get a solid database of information about what each NO needs and what they can give to other NOs, so that exchanges go more smoothly and hopefully we don't need to spend days and days going through documents of embassies and requirements just for a single student. We hopefully will get through this period that we're going through, and by, I don't know, 10 years, no exchange officer will will complain about visas from the EMR. So Bilal
Hopefully.
or Adli, do you have anything to add on to the conversation?
Like if we were to talk about visas and complain, we'd complain about it all night. But it is it's great that over the past few years, not only has it become it's a burden on all of us, but it has become or have reached light to all regions. It is such a problem and has been a problem for the EMR, but a lot of NEOs from different regions now understand the importance of jumping over those visa obstacles, and they're all giving a hand, which is great. So we're all here on the same page. It's not that because your NMO or your outgoing students don't suffer from visa process or visa applications that you shouldn't care about it. No, on the contrary, we're all here together as one exchange, IFMSA exchange program. So we're all working together to make it easier for our students and for you if you were to ever go on exchange. So yeah.
I want to add that on the other side, like on the bright side, it's very easy to get into the EMR region. So if you're not from the EMR trying to get into the EMR, usually you can get a visa upon arrival. Trying to see what's good in this.
I can only confirm what Adli just said. Don't
True.
worry. When your incomings have to come to the EMR takes everyone, like everyone. The issue is getting out of the EMR. So we have a very special guest who just joined us. It's our lovely Nori from Simsa, Syria. A lot of you might already have seen our posts about this and already know about this, but Simsa Syria has joined IFMC last year. Actually, officially last year, and Skopje and Skori active this term. Tarek is our lovely Nori there, and we invited him since his experience is so different from many of us have gone through, and he can tell us what it has been to activate Simsa Syria and to get either Skopje or Skori active in what they're living through right now. So I will let Tarek take over.
Hey guys, thank you for having me. It's really the great struggles that we've been through, but we're finally here and we cannot be more pleased about it. As you have mentioned, we've joined the family like a year ago, and we've been trying to activate SCORI and SCOPY ever since. Like the day we got accepted, the day we started working on it, and we really did it. So now we're SCOPY and SCORI active. Some people might find it strange that Syria has like research labs, but actually we do. We have we don't have these fancy labs, but I think sometimes it's good to experience the let me say the experience of doing research in a poor resource settings. It might give you a vision on several aspects of research and several aspects of public health issues in other countries, that can be also found in many continents and many regions, including Africa's, Americas. Um, for Scopy, we also are trying to conduct a really decent exchange program, and there are, of course, some things that, as you probably guys have mentioned, there are things that you see in Syria and you never see anywhere else in the world. Um, we hope, especially war-related cases, let's say psychological traumas, war-related traumas, all these aspects that we have been gaining experience in dealing with, it's something that you might experience in Syria and not experience somewhere else. Unfortunately, due to the current circumstances, we might not be able to take any incomings this year, but we really have high hopes that the nonsense stops soon and we start having you guys here, and I promise that we will take very good care of you. I really do promise that. And one great thing about it is that you will experience the Jinnunuttu music uh, in the place where it originally comes from. You will have. Did you guys see our post about the launch menu for the EMR region? Like we have these crazy dishes that you definitely want to try, especially spoiled dad. Do you guys have spoiled dad in Egypt or in Jordan? I'm
Spoiled
not
what?
sure about Morocco, but spoiled dad, baba ghanoush.
Ah, sure we have.
No, not Morocco.
Baba Ganoush, of course.
Of course. So there are lots. You can just check the post on the event. There are lots of Syrian dishes that we want you to try. It is an experience that you want to live. Um, we're hoping that this will start next year. For now, we're just preparing our outgoings. We're building their capacity, equipping them with everything they need to know to be a great example of Syria and to make the best out of the exchange programs wherever they go.
Thank you, Tarek.
Thank you.
We're really glad that you managed to join us. We hope to see you in Tanzania.
I really do hope
You'll
so. I really do hope so.
a huge spot for us in the EMR. Actually, we still have a couple of minutes assigned to this particular subject, and I think you brought up a very interesting point of view in one of our OLMs, which was how to encourage medical students to actually organize their own research projects that can be attended by incomings through like our SCORI exchange program. So if you can talk very briefly about it, like for a couple of minutes, it would be much appreciated because it's very...
Yes, of course. Actually, if I make it to Tanzania, I think I'm going to give a lecture or a session about this. But in Syria, briefly, we have a program to promote medical students' exposure to research, which we believe is really essential for students in taking off in their academic journey, and they're starting to think critically and to enhance their abilities to start their own research projects. We're starting on a local level. We're starting many awareness campaigns on the importance of research in every student's life. We're conducting some high quality courses online and offline about academic writing, about the implementation of evidence-based medicine in students' life, and we just have this program where a student comes that hates research and get nauseated whenever he hears the word, and when when he graduates from our program, he will have an international publication. So I think every incoming will get this experience too. Is Basma out?
No, I'm here. Sorry, it
Oh,
just
okay,
my internet
okay.
EMR.
Yeah. So that's about our program, which we will elaborate more about it very briefly, very shortly.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and again,
You're
very
welcome.
happy to have you with us today. And
Thank you, guys.
once again, welcome to IFMSA.
Thank
I'll
you.
let Adli talk a little bit about the opportunities that we have in IFMSA, especially in the EMR, regarding capacity building. It's something that we try to focus on a lot because, unfortunately, we have a lot of visa issues again. So our members cannot always attend TNETs or PRETs or GAs. For financial reasons, but also for visa issues. So one of the opportunities that are offered to them in one of our own NMOs is the SRT organized very often in Egypt. And Adli will proudly talk about it and its most recent version.
So talking about the SRT, let's first see what does SRT stand for. It stands for Sub-Regional Training, which is basically a training with different sessions for different IFMSA committees. And it's held mainly to empower the medical students of the hosting NMO and the regional hosting NMO and for the whole world. So talking about this, we just finished our IFMSA Egypt 4th SRT. So it's kind of our specialty to host SRTs now. And actually, Tariq was with me a couple of days ago in Egypt over here. And it was a very good chance to meet Tariq and get to know him and with all the Syrian delegation. Hosting an SRT, I'll talk about two aspects for the NMO, why to host an SRT and what are the pros and cons of hosting an SRT and the expected obstacles and the expected outcome and benefits. And I'm going to address IFMSA members or just medical students why you should join and go to an SRT if it's hosted. So for an SRT is like a BGA. Basically, if you want to simplify it, it's a BGA. So if you don't get the chance to host a GA and a BGA, you can always host an SRT. So it's a very simple idea, yet practical to empower medical students from your region by hosting the SRT, by hosting the different workshops that you think you need for your SRT. And this also, as much as you increase the workshops, as much as you increase the opportunities and the benefits for your medical students. So the disadvantages is the effort and the time and the consumption that you and your NMO and members get consumed for hosting the SRT. But on the other hand, it's totally paying off and it's totally beneficial. And the moment that everyone leaves the SRT feeling happy and thankful for your work, this is a moment that when you feel that all your work has paid off. Because always during the SRT, any organizing committee feel that they regret the decision of hosting the SRT and they are not going to do it again. But yet here I am after hosting the 4th SRT, saying fully confident that if that chance comes again, I'll definitely be in the organizing committee, and I'll definitely go throughout all the work and all the effort just to see the thankfulness and the happiness in the eyes of all the participants leaving Egypt with intention to come back. So this is the advantages and disadvantages for the NMO. And if you want to add some technical point to it, that SRT is actually a magical solution for IFMSA members, because not all IFMSA members get the chance to go to the GAs and attend the sessions and get the benefit and the motivation out of the GAs, because I think the GAs are the most motivational thing for IFMSA members. But yet those members can go to an SRT and get easily accepted to those SRTs, especially if they are organized in the region. So it offers the benefit and the motivation you gain from a GA, but it's easier to get a spot in and to go and participate in that SRT. On the other hand, for medical students, it's definitely a chance not to waste. If you are a medical student, if you're an IFMSA member, if you are motivated or curious or don't know what is IFMSA, just go for the SRT. Just don't think about it twice. If you have the money, do it. Definitely do it. My first engagement with IFMSA was an SRT, a breadth workshop back in IFMSA Egypt third SRT. And this is a t-shirt from it. As you can see, this blue one, I saved it from IFMSA Egypt third SRT, where I was only a participant in the breadth workshop. And for those of you who don't know what is a breadth workshop, it's a workshop for professional research exchange training to explain and empower exchange officers. And here I am after 2 years being vice head of the OC for the IFMC Egypt 4th SRT, and this is a t-shirt from it, and we call it Cleopatra. And yes, this is simply the SRT for the NMO, for the members, the pros, the cons, the benefits, and the costs. And definitely it's a magical experience. And let me add just a little hint that SRTs are more fun than GAs, actually, because it's less work, and somehow it's less work than the GAs. So I think that's it for the SRTs. So if you are considering it, definitely go for it.
Thank you very much, Adli. You made me want to go. And congratulations on your awesome work. I don't know, does anybody have anything else to add?
Maybe we should extend the invitation to all people from different regions. SRTs are not limited to our region. Yes, they are an amazing chance for people who might have visa issues to leave the EMR. SRTs within the region are such a great opportunity to build your capacity. And SRT Egypt Cleopatra is not the last one. There will be one in September, first EMR camp in Jordan. So you didn't miss a train, the Cleopatra train. You can come over to Jordan. And again, we're extending this invite to people from different regions to join SRTs within our region, and also tell people within our region that, hey, if there is an SRT in a region where you can travel to, go ahead, represent our region there. Do attend SRTs all around the world, and follow the Scopy and Scory Yahoo servers to get more information and more recent information here. So click share, like, subscribe. I was kidding. So just follow the links in that will be shared on the event page very soon, so you can be updated on SRTs and Scopy and Scory related workshops.
I think we covered everything we wanted to cover. We decided to all become bloggers after this webinar. We'll end it by extending our invitation to you to our next GA, not next GA, but the next March meeting, which will be in Egypt. Yes, it's gonna be awesome. It's a very serious NMO that I love very much, and we all hope to see you there soon, very soon. I cannot wait. If not, see you in Tanzania or in the EMR next year in IFMC Morocco, my own home NMO in Marrakesh. We hope that we covered some of the, I don't know how to say it, but what makes IFMC in EMR very special. And we hope that you had fun. I will finish it with my very Moroccan accent. Thank you all for attending this webinar. We hope to see you all very soon. I will let my fellow guys talk also and say goodbye.
So thank you very much. We love you so much, and in the EMR we love to have you. We love to for you to come in is because of course, and we like very much shawarma. We like very much people, and yes, يعني, thank you. Yes.
Adli?
Yalla habibi, come to Egypt and see you in the March meeting, and yalla habibi again.
Tarek? You are on mute, honey.
I'm trying to unmute myself. I don't know what to say other than Yalla Habibi. There's nothing to say more than that. Yalla Habibi says it all. So yeah.
Bye-bye, guys. And again, thank you for
Bye.
attending and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.